Alright guys, I'm back now with another review about PES22 E-Football. You have to be on E's to actually play it. The game developers must have been on some fucking crack when they developed this game. What's happened? It ran smooth before my coins were introduced, or my club coins, whatever they're called, was introduced. And then slowly but surely, these updates that they're doing, they are throwing the scripts back in the game, but more to the point of throwing scripts in the game. What they're doing, they're fucking about with the gameplay. And over the years, I've talked about PES being scripted, but I've never really discussed where I think they script it, apart from the scripts that we see where the goalkeeper pushes the ball out for a little tap in, or the ball bounces some stupid shit and then goes to the opposite player. I've never really described where I think the scripting comes along in the game. Well, I've put two and two together and come up with four. Not really, I come up with this formula what things happen. So basically, it's a computer, so the computer has a memory of how you play your football. So say for instance you play on the counter attack. The game may be designed to stop your counter-attacking football, so slow the pace of the game down. The through ball's what you originally play, going out wide instead of down the middle. And I think this is what the scripting's about. I think it's just a part of the programming to memorise the way you play the game, so the AI is off when you try to play your own game. So you have to divert to a different kind of style, because it's not working what you're doing because of the way they've implemented the programming in the game. And I think that's what's absolutely going on. I'm doing through balls down the middle to Romario, and they're going out wide or to the right, the other side, and they're not going to where I want them. But the game is absolutely fucking taking the piss now. I just had a game where I was 3-0 up, coasting, and he scores a goal with his first script. And you're thinking, not possibly free. We've been here before. It doesn't matter how many goals you're leading by. When the games are fucking bent, they're bent. You come back and he got a 95th minute penalty. It wasn't even a penalty. Done a nice tackle on Inzaghi. Was buzzing. There was a delay in giving him the penalty, and they gave him the penalty and he scored 3-3. I'm seeing this happening when you're coming against the people that put extraordinary amount of money into the game. You can see they've got Samuel Eto'o, you can see they've got Inzaghi, Caravano. You know, you're seeing it happening to these type of teams time and time again. And I brought it up in discussion yesterday in the game, saying these companies should be taken to court, because at the end of the day, there's no fairness of the game we're playing. And if we continue to play these games and whinge about it and do nothing about it, then it's our own fault, really. But for me, I don't understand how nobody's ever come down on a computer game doing shit like this. I just don't. We just continue to buy it, play it, and deal with it. It's almost like we know it's happening, so the only way to counteract what's happening is to put your money in to buy players, to pay to play to win mentality, and it's disgraceful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the game. What they're doing is exactly what I'm saying. They're slowing parts of your game down. So if you're a counter-attacking player, they will slow that down almost like your player's feet stuck in the mud. So instead of on that quick break where you're able to get the ball down the pitch pretty quick, it's almost like your football player's feet are stuck in the mud. And who wants to play a game like that? I'm getting very frustrated with it. I think I'm up to about £24 on the game. I put a couple of pound in last night, just fucking about, just to see if it would run any better if I put money in, and it did. It felt like the servers improved. So was that to do with money? I would have thought so, because I didn't do anything different other than put money in the game. Konami servers didn't do anything different, didn't update the game. So it seemed to run a bit smoother as I put money in the game. Ironic, I know, yeah. So what I think's been happening on these updates, they've just been putting the little scripts back in, the little tackles where you get penalties for. The through ball is fucking horrendous now. They've almost gone to a FIFA mentality with the through ball, where it's non-existent or it's going wayward. Anyway, I'm not happy with the game. I don't know where to go from this. I don't know whether I just uninstall it, come back in about 3 months, 4 months, when no people are putting money in the game. I can't see this having longevity of people putting money in the game. FIFA sort of died out in January. It'd been out about 4 months, and you could tell people weren't putting in the money in the game anymore. It started running a little bit more smoother then. Still shit happening in FIFA, but running smoother. And I think the same applies here. I think when people stop putting money in the game, you'll get the free legends like you do always, and it'll run a lot better. I was actually going to say, it's not even worth the print of the disc it's on. But it's not even printed on a disc. Now, I think why there's more corruption in this one than there was in the last one is they're trying to claw back the deficit of how much the game cost. So if you think as a player, and you think, well, I didn't buy the game, so I'm going to put the amount of money in what the game's worth. So let's call it £40 on my club coins. So technically you bought the game, and then I'm going to put more money on top of that. See, they're not multi-millionaire billionaires for nothing. They know how to give you something with this hand and take it with this hand. It's like the fishing line's out and then the fishing line's back in, and that's what they do. That's why the game was running absolutely smooth for the first month. And second month, it looked like fucking Kim Jong-won fucking shots on the kamikazes.